What is going on, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Main Event Review. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode. We've got two matches to review, but before that, I'm just going to talk about, obviously, what happened on this week's episode on SmackDown. We got Cody Rhodes winning the WWE Undisputed Championship. And, I'm very, very upset with the booking. I have to be honest, I am fuming. I was fuming. And I sort of had a feeling it was going to happen. But I just think that they have forced Cody Rhodes into this match. Not winning Chamber, not winning Royal Rumble, and still getting a WrestleMania opportunity. But the one person I feel big and deeply sorry for is Drew McIntyre. Unless now, with all the backlash that's happened, maybe they'll turn it around. But if we're seeing a Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton match, which, yes, it's something that has been built up for over a year, it's something that's extremely exciting, we don't really have, I think, enough time to build up this storyline and to build up this feud where we are ready to have these guys at WrestleMania going at it one-on-one. I think down the line, for sure, especially if either Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton goes heel, it would be a lot more interesting. But for now, the way that Drew McIntyre has been defending the title, costing Cody Rhodes matches, costing Jacob Fatu matches, even costing Randy Orton matches, I don't see how this couldn't be a multi-man match. Because Jacob Fatu, for what it's worth, and this is probably why they're not doing it, because he's obviously probably the most or the least experienced when it comes to WrestleMania, and also being in WWE to get into a main event is quite quick. We're going to have just now, after all that, him not getting an opportunity for the title and them going against each other at WrestleMania. It's super frustrating. Like the fact that they injected Jacob Fatu into the match, who literally helped Cody Rhodes win the match, because obviously Drew was cheating, but Jacob Fatu all of a sudden decided to play the moral high ground and prevent Drew from winning. It just doesn't make sense to me. Because you had Cody and Jacob Fatu feuding. You would think that Jacob Fatu would be pissed off that Cody Rhodes got a championship opportunity before him, even though Nick Aldis promised him a chance at it. And then you don't have any sort of correlation to who attacked Jacob Fatu. Was it Drew McIntyre? Or was it Cody Rhodes? We still don't have that answer. So there's so many sort of holes in this storyline where Cody Rhodes just gets the opportunity now to go for the title, and we have to forget about everything that's built up to this moment. I don't know. I'm very frustrated about it. I don't have more words to say. I know that Cody Rhodes is the main babyface of the company. He's the franchise at the moment. I get it. But just forcing him into this main event and giving him the title before WrestleMania, honestly, just really frustrating. And, we're going to have to wait till SmackDown to see what happens, because I need answers. And Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes are apparently going to sign a contract. So, we'll see what happens. And I'm sure Drew McIntyre will have a lot to say about it, hopefully. I'm just really hoping that's the case, because I think Drew McIntyre gets stitched up the most here. Doesn't have a chance to go into WrestleMania as champion, which is just crazy to me. But, yeah, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. I know universally it got the most dislikes on YouTube, and a lot of people were hating on it. So, I just had to bring that up because it was super frustrating to see when it happened. But otherwise, it's a main event review. We're here to do main event, and the first match we got is Axiom from Thraxium taking on Apollo Crews. A really, really good match. Lots of near falls. Apollo Crews showing a lot of his power. Axiom showing a lot of his athleticism and quickness in the ring. But we did have Axiom getting the victory with a Spanish fly, followed by a kick of some sort to get the victory against Apollo Crews, who, look, let's face it, he's not doing much at all. So he obviously is going to take the pin. But even Axiom aren't doing much. But they get the victory here. And potentially that gives them momentum to, I don't know, do something at WrestleMania for the tag team titles. We have Damian Priest and R-Truth going into a potential match with the MFTs. So whatever comes out of that, maybe what I'm thinking is R-Truth and Damian Priest win the titles. The Wyatt Six cost them that, and that's where we get a Wyatt Six and MFT showdown at WrestleMania, followed then by like a tag team ladder match or a multi-tag team match. I don't know, but just look out for what's going to happen there with the tag team titles now that Thraxium get the victory here, or Axiom, one half of them there. I don't think Axiom's going solo. I think it's just an indication that we're going to see more of them, definitely on SmackDown, but maybe at WrestleMania 2. And then we had a match between Ivy Nile and Carmen Petrovic. And, you know, I've done many of these main events where you have the non-main card superstar lose. And today was not the case. We had a shock win from Carmen Petrovic, defeating Ivy Nile with the Petrifier. Love the name. And, you know, it's just a nice surprise for a main event show to be able to get someone that's not part of Raw or SmackDown getting the victory there. And, you know, I don't mind it, because at the same time, I think you want the live crowd and fans to be behind superstars that are ascending and are trying to get onto the main rosters. So Carmen getting the victory here has been great. And let's face it, Ivy Nile is not doing much at all. So her winning or losing wouldn't make any difference. And it definitely makes a lot of difference to Carmen Petrovic. So, you know, maybe we'll see her down the line on NXT, of course, but on the main shows, given that she was pretty good in the ring and she definitely held her own. Ivy Nile was definitely the person that was sort of controlling the match and running the show, and she put up some really nice spots and good power moves, but it wasn't enough to get the victory. And yeah, that pretty much wraps up that match as well. So look, guys, it's a 7-minute review. It's not too long, but thought I'd give my Cody Rhodes rant, have the 2 main event matches as well reviewed there. We're getting real close to WrestleMania now, just over a month away. So hopefully I'll probably inject some sort of WrestleMania preview. Maybe I will come back with what happens tomorrow on Raw and stuff that happens on SmackDown that I want to talk about, or some latest news that pops up. But yeah, they were having 2 matches now, but at the start it looked like they were having 3, and having 3 main event matches was definitely a lot better than 2. Obviously had more stuff to talk about, but otherwise, you know, there's no segments of SmackDown or Raw either. So we'll settle for the 2 matches, we'll settle for the latest news, and, you know, thank you again for listening into this episode. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next week for another main event review with hopefully some more stuff as well. But you guys take care and enjoy the rest of your week.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.